when I went to the school, I went to pick up my result. Now, when I look on my result, I see 5 for English. I said, well, that's expected, you know. Look on maths, I see 4. I was like, what? But when I see accounts, I see 3. So it was the accounts I passed and
Okay.
failed the maths. And the maths was to me was the easier one than the accounts. So you
Yes.
see, sometime in life, you might think that the easiest thing is what you get, but it's sometimes the hardest thing that is in front of you, it is what you pass. Couple of years after that, I my first workplace was closing down. So now I look for another job. My second job after veterinary medical clinic was JUTC, that is a bus company,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when I applied for the job at JUTC and I got through, I was going to school. So while I was training, I was going to school. Um, training at JUTC, but then it's not easy, right? So within training and going to school, I have to do that for the remainder of my school term, but training is for at least 10 weeks. So when I started training and going to school, it was very difficult for me because I have been studying the road code of Jamaica as well as doing my CXC, doing my SBA. These teachers know themselves, especially the one for OA. I don't remember her name right now, but I mean she helps me a lot. Um, she's the one that teach me OA and POB. Maths teacher, she's please, I will never forget him. And the English, mercy, I still feel English that year. But the good thing about it is that I got the job at JUTC while doing these subjects, you know, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because studying and working is not easy. But I'm not gonna sit here and tell anybody that studying and driving or doing any other work is easy.
And
Very hard.
I know I can imagine the struggles. What eventually happened to you in terms of passing those exams? Did you eventually pass them? And talk to us about that.
Well, um, with the help of my teacher with OA and POB, my SBA went in was good because she ensured that our SBAs are well put together. And I respect that teacher because she take the time and effort because as I said before, I was um, training to get into JUTC while I was doing my CXCs. And it was so pressuring that at 7 o'clock or 7:30 I drop asleep in class. So I had to depend on a few friends to help me with notes and stuff like that. And I pulled through. I got a 2 in OA. I got a 3 in POB, and I also no. I got a 2 in OA, a 3 in POB, and I failed math and English.
Mhm. So, wow. But did you eventually pass them on your way to college?
Well, after I failed those 2 subjects, I said to myself, I need to get the maths. So I met this teacher, this wonderful teacher. Jeez, I don't know how I forgot his name. Jesus. That teacher know himself though. He lives in Portmore. He lives in Portmore. He know himself. I don't remember his name right now, but he know himself. Um, he, I went to his class at BGJ, and I thank God that I met that teacher because he walked me through maths. Because I said to myself, hey, don't do maths and English together. Let's do them by themselves. And I say, let's do the maths first because I'm a more maths person than an English person. So I went ahead and go to BGJ to do the maths with that teacher. And to tell you the truth, that teacher make it look so easy. It make you fall in love with maths. It was to me, him. There's no question him cannot work out. Him give you the hard way, the easy way, the in between. I don't know which way you know it for you understand. He was that good, right? And when it for the multiple choice, he buy the multiple choices with about 10 or 15 exercises. So he said that go home and do them and do like cheat yourself. So for the first exercise, I get 26 out of 60. Then I get 30. Then I get 36. Then I get 40. So what I realized with the exercises, the questions were repeated and constantly repeated. So when I reach exercise 10, I'm getting 55 and 58 and all these things. So when it was time for exam, my classmates at that time, I don't remember some of them. Some of them I see them. When I was doing the working out part, we were like, all right then, sir, teach us this, sir, teach us that. And we were going. So when we reach the multiple choice part now, when we get the paper, and we see the paper, we start to laugh. So the individual was saying, why are you all laughing? But I mean, she didn't know. So you know that before the exam, we have such time. In between the exam, we have such time, and it is a 1 hour exam. So 20 minutes into the exam, hands were like going up. So she was like, it's not time to use the bathroom. I said, no, we're not using the bathroom. We finished. So she was
Wow.
finish already. So I said, yes, we finished. She said, well, if you guys finish, you cannot go because the exam just started. It's 20 minutes into the exam. Now, when I see the paper, it is just 5 or 4 questions on the paper. I do not know. So when I do my calculation, I either get 56 or 58. But I know that 20 minutes before the exam finish, we give in our paper because that is the only time we can get to leave. Because it never makes sense we sitting there and staying there the whole hour when we finish it for the first 20 minutes.
Because the
It's not
teacher
that the paper was hard.
prepared you so well.
Yeah,
He prepared
because we were well prepared because
Yes.
that teacher prepared us for the
Mm-hmm.
exam.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
persons who fail maths 6, 7 times get one, get two,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
we were all elated because there were 25 of us in the class and 22 passed. The other three that did not pass was the three that did not come to class as regularly as they should. So
Awesome.
everybody who went to class and studied with that teacher on a regular basis, all of us passed. Nobody we didn't have a failure of the 22 of us who was always there. We all passed.
So thereafter you went to college and
Yes,
yes.
yes. So I remember went to UTech to get into UTech, and they said that I didn't have any English, so I have to do the English first before I could come. And I went to Excelsior. I
Mm,
did not get through the Excelsior either because I didn't have the English. So when I applied to CMI, before it turned CMU, it was CMI, Caribbean Maritime Institute, when I finally get accepted, um, I didn't have the English, but they accepted me same way. But they told me that I have to do the English while I was going to college.
right. So,
Um,
so they
let me
accepted
tell
you
you,
as a preliminary.
yes. But
Okay.
let me tell you, when I got accepted in college, I did not know how I'm going to start college
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't have no money. So at that time, the fee was about 300,000 for first year. Remember, I do not know how I'm going to start class. No, um, I went to my dad and my brother for them to fill out some form for me to go to student loan. Unfortunately, that never worked out. My brother did left and went over to Canada for he got to work. So that never materialized. and my dad did not give me the information that I needed because he was working all over the place, right? So what happened that time, you know, and I want to say this. I remember one of my brother told me that, hey, Andrew, why are you going to college? Why not take the money and buy a car, put on the road? And I said, no, because if I put a car on the road, the car might mash up. But if I get an education, that will stay with me forever. All right. So what happened was, I did join this partner plan with a bank. I think it was JN at the time. So it was my turn to get my partner, and I went to CNWJ to get the other half, and that is how I started college.
Thank God. Thank God.
Right, that is how I started college. So so it was CMI when I started, and I remember I just get a job at JUTC. So you have to work and go to school same way. So
Mm-hmm.
let, the viewers who are watching is the hours for me was like this. I have to wake up 2 o'clock in the morning, get ready for the staff bus to come and pick me up, and then I will start to drive from about 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and that is morning shift. Finish by my duty would finish say 1 o'clock. Within that time, I have to get back home, sleep for about a hour or two, get up at around 4 o'clock, board the minibus, head for town, and when I reach town, I have to take a 98 go over to CMI because the school is where the airport is, or next door to the airport. So I have to do that 4 days a week. The whole time I don't have class is on Fridays because even class don't keep on the Friday. So that is the whole time I get for myself. So that is how I started college.
Great. And did you finish at CMI or did you transfer to another college and all of that?
No, the school becomes CMU because
Right.
of our first in school, in high school we call them principal, but in college we I don't remember the name that they call them.
The president. So you no. So
Yes.
the question though is, did you finish at CMU
Yeah,
eventually?
I finished the institution by the name of Caribbean Maritime University because in my final year it was Caribbean Maritime University and not institute. So it was university for the last semester, 2017 into 2018 it becomes CMU.
Mm-hmm. So
And
sorry, go ahead.
the transition was what was changed by the name of Mr. Pinnock. Yeah,
Yes.
man, that president, he worked tirelessly. He, if I don't know somebody that who can beg, that man teach us how to beg because he just walk and beg everybody.
Mm-hmm.
The roads that lead us from the main road to around CMU that was donated to us. I don't remember by whom, but if I could remember, I don't know, it was between Brazil or Denmark. The road
Mm-hmm.
was donated to us. There
Mm-hmm.
was another place over there donated by the German, another one donated by Norway, another one donated by Brazil, England, Belgium. All these persons he walks and beg to
So
make the school
Andrew,
what it is.
I sorry to interject. So you say Mr. Fritz Pinnock, the
Yes,
president of CMU at the time,
yes,
he's the one who raised funds.
yes,
He raised funds for the students and for the school,
yes,
and he would go out of his way to do that.
yes.
That's awesome. While
Yeah,
you were there,
yeah,
awesome.
man. He do a tremendous job. He ensure that all the children or all the students at the institution leaves with something.
Hmm. Hmm. All right. So I know that you're a friend, a very good friend of oral exchange,
Yes.
right? And we had oral exchange on our program some time ago, just a few weeks, maybe 2 weeks before he went home to glory.
see Christ, because without Christ, trust me, we are nothing.
Just talk to us a little bit. Just today is his birthday, and we just want to honor him. Take this moment to honor him. Let's talk about all the good things about oral and exchange. Dennis, what's Dennis? His name is Dennis.
Well, his name is his correct name is Oral Ricardo Reed, but
Yes, Dennis. Yes.
we call him Dennis. Well, I learned that